Hey everybody, and today I'm going to show you this very cool the best of Thomas and Friends collection, the homemade custom DVD. As you can see, yep, this is actually the best of Thomas collection on DVD. This looks similar like the 10 Years of Thomas, but there is no 10 Years of Thomas. As it does have all four of the every best of Thomas, and the two bonus discs are Henry and Toby, which are custom ones. These two, yep, I had new, which is Henry and Toby on it. Sadly, there is no Edward. I looked everywhere in Internet Archive, but I couldn't find it, so I'm so sorry. So yeah. Well, this kind of case for DVD was actually originally from a CD case with 6 CD sets. So you can see, I did wrote for kids of all ages, and I did add 80 years instead of 60 years. Looks similar like the 60th anniversary logo, but I had like 80 years, which this is my homemade DVD from 2025 I made. As you can see, this is the characters of Thomas, James, Percy on the front, like Best of Thomas, Best of James, and Best of Toby. No, Best of Percy I meant. Yep, full screen. I already know it's Percy actually. Yep, it's all of these are full screen. I believe it is yeah, I think it is 5 hours of fun. I'm just guessing it is, but yeah. Yep, it's a collector's edition. This is for all the Thomas fans. I already did show you that, but I thought I could redo it because I just added an update on the DVDs. But last time I showed you that explaining about it were rewritable DVDs, but nowadays they're not rewritables anymore. Mostly the Best of Henry and Toby only, that is. And 2 of the DVDs were not homemade. 2 of these are homemade ISO DVDs, but they use the original content, which is Best of James and Percy. Here's the front. Here's the spine. Yep. The only has my drawing of the New Hit logo and my homemade Ubi logo. In case you didn't know about the Ubi logo, I just made it up. Well, originally Ubi was based on a TV series, but my reboot thing, my fan-made one of Ubi was my homemade Ubi logo. But it doesn't have Ubi episodes. And here's the bag, as you can see. And I want to explain about my homemade logos. I had this is actually I call it I think I made my fan-made studio called this logo. This is my own logo. I made it up, the Connect Channel and Ubi logo. Well, Connect Channel, that orange piece was based on the Connect part from the Connects. You know, Connect toy pieces. Yep. When I drew this thing, I wrote peep peep all aboard for trainloads of fun with mostly every Thomas and Friends Best of Thomas collection, which is Thomas, Gordon, James, and Percy, and on these classic Thomas DVDs from 2001 to 2004, including VHS tapes. New for 2025 is Henry and Toby. Yep. And here are the 2 bonus new ones is Best of Henry and Best of Toby, and the 4 of them that did exist, which is Best of Thomas, Best of Percy, Best of James, and Best of Gordon. Yeah. I know Best of Percy on VHS came out before Best of Thomas, but yeah, Fortunately, Best of Percy came out before Best of Thomas on VHS, but on the DVD, Best of Thomas came out, and then later Best of James, and after Best of James, Best of Percy, and then finally is Best of Gordon. So yeah, I did add the whole old Hit logo, my drawing of my Hit Entertainment logo itself, and here's my New Hit logo. I did draw my own old Anchor Bay logo. I think that's my favorite Anchor Bay DVDs of all time for mostly Thomas and Friends DVDs. I know there are other Anchor Bay DVDs besides Thomas, which I know, besides children's shows, which are like the horror stuff, but I'm not into that stuff. Or if there is a Mountain Family Robinsons DVD, I think I like that as well. Here's Goling logo, 2001, 2002, but I only show that appeared like Best of Thomas, Percy, and James. Yeah. It's a pretty cool homemade custom DVD. Yep, I might make a letter for Nate, but yeah. Yep, I did add the closed captions logo, except Henry and Toby, the custom ones. Yeah, I wrote the RW because they were recorded from I used the DVD recorder to record my homemade DVDs of Best of Henry and Toby. It's hard to explain how I did that, but there is no such thing as a real life DVD of Best of Henry and Toby. Sadly, the Anchor Bay DVD did not add the Best of Henry and Toby. Somebody else did. I know when they did Best of Henry, the custom, I did not do it. Someone did, but this is my own fixed version of Best of Toby. I did like either two of the parts because I want to add the other episode with two. I like to have every episodes. One has the 2002 episode and the other is the other with 295 episodes. I can't remember which episode, but so yeah. Now I have every of the Best of Toby that came with I know they have two different versions of the custom Best of Toby on archive, but I did add an extra one. But on this Best of Toby, I know someone did the bumpers just like they did Best of Thomas, Percy, and James. But it uses name boards just like they did on Best of Gordon and Henry. So yeah. So instead the name boards is Gordon, Henry, and Toby, but the one with bumpers is Thomas, Percy, and James. So yeah, and here are the other rest of the characters is Gordon, Henry, and Toby. I put all the Thomas characters that were on the Best of Thomas collection only. So yeah, but the Henry and Toby were the custom ones. They're not real. So yeah. Anyways, here's disc 1. Yeah, I did draw it on there. This was from the original DVD. Here's disc 1 is the regular DVD copy of Here's Best of Thomas. This is not a homemade copy. And here's the homemade ISO copy. Here's the homemade DVD. It looks like a homemade DVD, yeah. Here's Best of James, but it still plays like the real content because this is an ISO burn copy. And so is Best of Percy. I did have to make another copy of Best of James because the other one I burned. The intro was not as best, but it's a good thing someone had another file, and I downloaded it and I burned it, and that works a lot better than my old first copy. Yep. And here's Best of Percy. I did try my best to draw James here. I tried my best to draw Percy and James, but I wasn't an expert drawing how they look like, because I just tried my best to do it. So yeah. I did draw the closed captions logos. I think I should add. Oh yeah, I should add. I think this would have been disc 2, and this will be disc 3. I think the correct. But the DVD release from Anchor Bay were correct though. But I think I prefer Percy and James. And the third is James. Yeah. And fourth and finally that were real before the custom is Best of Gordon. I had this for my childhood. The DVD disc I had it for a long time. I had Best of Thomas DVD since I got it from Goodwill. This is a pretty good find. It didn't have a case when I got it. And here are the two of the custom homemade DVDs. Here's the Best of Henry here's Best of Henry. This is one I haven't showed you. This is an update version. Here's disc 5 is Best of Henry, and finally disc 6 is Best of Toby. Man, I wish someone would add Best of Toby, but I'm very sorry I did not have Edward. Someone I wish somebody will upload Best of Edward archive, so I might make a new one. So I can make another homemade Thomas DVD. Yep. Like Best of Toby and Best of Henry had George Carlin and Alec Baldwin. I know they did. It's kind of the same thing, similar like they did Best of Gordon. I know that's the only Best of Thomas collection that had Alec Baldwin was Gordon. Only had 2 episodes from Alec Baldwin from the last two episodes. Yeah. And this one has. I think this one has 3 episodes from Alec Baldwin, and this one has 2 episodes from Alec Baldwin. So yeah. I know there's one last episode which has from 2002, from season 6, but yeah. So yeah, this one has from seasons 1 through 6 episodes. This is from seasons 1 and 5 episodes. So yeah. And in fact, this one has some fully restored episodes in Best of Henry. So yeah. Well, I don't know about Toby though, but yeah. Yeah, I did wrote custom 2023 to 2025. And I did wrote custom 2025. Someone did the custom of Best of Henry originally, not me. But I did make a homemade DVD of Best of Henry and Toby. Someone did the two different custom versions of Best of Toby. So yeah. This is my homemade logos. When I had the homemade Ubi logo and Connectro logo, it was actually at the end. There was no DVD menu whatsoever. It's a good thing I didn't have the Toshiba. I used my Toshiba DVD recorder, and it's a lot better. Unfortunately, this is not a DVD video copy. It's an RW copy. This one did not work on my Philips Blu-ray player. I have a Philips Blu-ray player over there, and that doesn't play. It did not play on that, unfortunately, because it's an RW copy. Because it was due to recording from my DVD Plus RW or a DVD Plus R disc. So yeah, this was originally recorded from. It was recorded on my other disc. It didn't. This is actually I burned the disc because I want the permanent disc than just an RW disc. What I did originally record was an RW disc. Yep, it's not rated. And yeah, someone, I can't remember his name, who made Best of Henry, but I can't remember. But it's the one I found in Internet Archive. That was pretty cool. And this one has a sing-along song before the end credits. It's called just Toby Song. So yeah, I might show you for proof. I might, if I did, I just look it up if you want to see it. And I did do the opening and closing of this if you want to check it out, but there is no DVD menu. I did when I add the opening to the homemade DVD. I think I used this one either. I think this one I used New Friends with Thomas. In fact, this is a homemade ISO copy. It probably will not be copy protection, and I think any of my homemade ISO copies of Thomas, even if they were originally copy protection, but they're not on the regular DVDs, but if they were, but they're not these are not copy protections. I'd be able to record to a DVD to a disc. So yeah, I had worked so hard doing that. It wasn't that easy for me, for anybody but me. For me, it's easy. So yeah. Really. Look, I did that. And if you want, there is a ISO copy. If you want to check it out on Best of Henry Toby, you'll be able to burn that disc. So yeah, but sadly don't be able to upload an archive. So yeah, pretty cool of this Best of Thomas and Friends collection. Looks pretty cool, huh? This is the kind of a custom homemade Thomas and Friends. The custom versions of these two were actually the bonus discs. I don't think I did wrote bonus discs new for 2025. But the DVD openings were from like the 2003 or 4 openings. It does have the Anchor Bay logo from like 2003 Anchor Bay logos and Hit Entertainment, the old Hit logos. I just pretend this was originally from 2003 or 2004. So yeah. I know someone recently did the Best of Toby besides me. Pretend that was a 2002 DVD that had the Toby bumpers, but what I did was someone did the custom version, like the VHS custom Best of Toby, with name boards on it. So yeah, unfortunately. So yeah. Yep. Pretty cool, huh? This is just an update version reviewing of the Best of Thomas collection on the homemade DVD. So yeah, and I might make a letter for Nate since Nate commented on my channel. So yeah, there you have it. This is my homemade DVD review, a custom review of the Best of Thomas collection. What do you think of this? Pretty cool, huh? That's all I gotta say. Subscribe to my channel, everybody. Drop a like on this video, and I'll see you guys next time on the next video. If I wrote RW, that's just for Henry and Toby only, and that DVD video is just for the regular Thomas DVDs. So yeah, all the best of Thomas, Percy, James, and Gordon have the original content. So yeah, like the original DVDs, but the Henry Toby has my homie doobie logos. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.